lower. I don't see it coming back on this week. I see that monthly OP down there. Like this right here. At least that, yeah, previous monthly low would be cool. On that. I have to take a short for the culture. It looks really good. A bit more. All right, welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into another little live stream. We got Mr. Hayes in the house.
Yo, yo, yo.
And today, we're going to do our regular schedule programming. We're going to outline our trades that we saw on some cryptos, on some indices, like the NQ that we typically trade. And then we'll see what we can do tomorrow or maybe into the end of this week and how our previous day's outline played out. Let's go over it. Let's check it out. Let's see what we had. Let me turn it on. Need to have some background noise for me. There you go. All right. Make sure I can hear you, Mr. Hayes. My mic is on.
Hello.
I can hear you. Phenomenal.
Testing 1, 2.
Testing 1, 2. All right. So if you were in the live stream last night, or if you were following me on Twitter last night, gave pretty much the rundown of what made me take shorts and where we could still go, right? And I'm pretty sure this whole week we've been screaming like, yeah, this looks more of like a little downside the way all of these are forming out on crypto, especially Ethereum. It's looking a lot like those just like ugly head and shoulder patterns. And ETH, actually. Where's that trend line that we... Oh, I mean, yeah, pretty much. Pretty much getting this. So if we sweep this right there on these 23.14, I think that will be a phenomenal long opportunity. Not necessarily on ETH, right? We can take ETH, but I would love to see a reversal out of these other candles or these other cryptos. So Jupe, FET are the big ones that I'm watching. Or not the big ones that I'm watching, but just like those names that I typically trade and that I left the price action on. Some other ones are going to be TRX, Link, FET. Just kind of seeing all of these can still come down a little bit more. Like FET I can see going like all the way into the CIC. That's 6742. I think we can get a nice little retrace into that on FET. The only ones that I'm long in right now is AVAX. That is the only one that I can see going long on. So we'll see how these play out. Right.
I like CRO, and that is literally it. But I do see the bear case on it as well.
Yeah, there's a few good names. We are below the 60 now, so we can see a nice retrace down, I feel like, on these names. Let me put some lows, put some stops, TP right there. Cool. Yeah, Jupe or FET, I can still see coming down lower. Like we said, the little outline of the whole actual range, right? Of the weekly range, the monthly range. Let me get rid of this and let me show you guys. Let me delete that just because I already have that on FET, whatever, don't matter. So if they clear below this fair value gap right here on this daily, that's going to give us, I feel like, a really nice push somewhere into right here, at least this monthly order block, right? We can retrace a little bit lower. Right now we have this daily or this weekly fair value gap. My God, not fair value gap, order block on it. So kind of seeing how price reacts off of it. We saw nice reactions, but the fact that all of these weeklies are now below the previous weekly open price, I think we get a nice little retrace at least into this fair value gap, which would be nice. I think that would be the best long setup in terms of long term, right? We hit the 1618 of the retrace on FET, and now we're kind of looking to sell a little short. Let me go over indices and then we'll finish off with crypto. I love fucking crypto so much that I can talk about it for fucking hours on end. As you can fucking tell that I just love to get carried away with it as soon as we start looking. So, right here, our NQ chart. This morning, we gave our members a nice little rundown of what price points we see and what can happen. That was outlined way in the morning. We also had another member that noticed actually the S&D pattern that's forming on here, right? Something that we've talked about, something that we've mentioned, this daily plan guy right here. There's our seek and destroy right here. Pretty much what we did this session, right? Up, down, up. London sweeps the bottom. Then New York comes up and takes the top. And then we just continue on down from there. Just pretty on fucking point, if you ask me. We had some levels outlined to the downside, right? These relative equal lows right there. Some of these lows right here. Which price ended up delivering to quite nicely, if you will. Let me delete some of these lines. I still see a possible chance of us selling down and doing an outside week. That's depending on how NFP comes in tomorrow. Right now we have a little bit of this LRLR on price, right? So we did sweep, but right now it's a little bit of an LRLR. So I would not be shocked if they did something like this, right? It's flagging out a little bit into the top. So we can have a nice little drive into something over here. Maybe take this wick, right? Don't necessarily have to go all the way down to the bottom, but I believe we are now below the 50% of that previous week. Just let me remove and let me show my indicators again.
We're also below that 50% of that weekly FVG again too.
So week 50. Do you see how it's stacking this level?
Yeah, unlap the merge or unclick the merge levels.
Oh, okay. Which ones was it merging? What the hell? See, like shows like the most random. I just don't know why it's like previous week monthly. Anyway, actually no, we're not below the 50%. But if we get below the 50% of that previous weekly candle, then I think we can see almost certain. It's going to give us a great percent of certainty that we will see that previous weekly low if we do that. See, like sometimes it does it, sometimes it does not. Like if I zoom in, it stops doing that thing. Like I can see the levels a lot better. Maybe I just need to change the text format on these.
Yeah, we can play with that threshold setting too after.
That's fair. Anyways, that's kind of what I'm watching right now on price. That's kind of just going into tomorrow. I'm not touching shit tomorrow. I'm saying it right now, right? I'm waking up. I'm posting my levels. We're doing a stream, and I'm fucking off real fucking hard, and getting ready to receive Mr. Shane at the headquarters here for a little lock-in session. So let's review this price action, right? As we mentioned, we had a nice little S&D So initial sweep right here on the news at 6:15. This is where we took our initial longs. Price came in and swept liquidity. Let me show you guys right there. This is our outline that I posted in the Discord already. I outlined these moves for the members and said this is what we did, review the price action, and kind of compared and contrasted between what we wanted to see and how it played out, which was pretty much on point. And I think today during live, actually, as well, I need to post that clip. We did mention going long somewhere over here, and we saw a pop right after that. So that was cool. So first trades first, right? We had a little manipulation leg right there during London session, right? Something that we talk about a lot of times. We had that little manipulation leg, which gave us some levels to the downside, right? It gave us this -3, which also lined up pretty closely with that 21,723. So price came in, manipulated over here, right? We saw an immediate reaction out of it, right? When we see immediate reactions out of something, then it's more likely to reverse than go through it, right? Like to it and through it is something that ICT uses. That's when we were looking for displacement through levels, and that's what gives us those continuation moves. If we come down to a level, we sweep it, and we don't see it go through that level, we're likely looking for reversal, which in this case, this is what happened, right? We had the -3 lining up over here. Price came down. Pretty much what was it? A few ticks below. 14 ticks below it, right? So, and then we swept this. I entered longs over here. We retraced this 15-minute candle, which was right there. You guys, so this 15-minute candle retraced, closed its body in here. I took off my longs. Then we saw this fair value gap, the fact that this next candle displays through it. Now I was looking for a retrace into the fair value gap, so I took some more longs over here, and then we were looking for that previous week high. I had no idea that there was supposed to be any sort of fucking news, so I was really pleased to see that this next candle fucking gave us an awesome delivery to that previous weekly high. We took off our trades over there and then kind of fucked off for the rest of the day. I was like, all right, I'm done. Right. From there, we saw this SND play out. So the rest of the moves, we'll just kind of go through and see what we had. It was a lot of liquidity sweeps and a lot of just like playing the actual lack of displacement move, right? So right there, we swept that liquidity. Our little indicator said long as well. So that gave us nice confirmation for that upside. We got that. I believe that also gave us an outside 4-hour as well, just because we swept the previous 4-hour low over here. Previous 4-hour high was somewhere right there, right? Previous weekly high. Everything was lining up nicely. And I think in Discord, I also outlined and said, or on stream, we said, all right, we want to see above a certain level exactly what we got, right? I was looking more of like a displacement through that level and then a continuation up, but price had a different idea. So I was very pleased to see that. Very pleased that we were able to give that to you guys, give that little outline for that. So lack of displacement above previous weekly high, and something that we also outlined inside Discord is like previous weekly high sweep and lack of displacement through it is likely going to give us a nice little retrace short, which is exactly what happened here. Right there at 9:30, we saw a little pop, sweep of some liquidities. I'm sure on the 1 minute it retraced into something. We can even zoom in and check it out. Let's take a gander here. You could technically take this as an order block right here, right? So if it retraced into this order block right there, pretty much rejection right on the 50, sweep of this minor little liquidity, and a continuation down, right? Could also just waited to see it retrace into this order block right here, and just kind of continuation down, depending on what time frame you're playing, right? We're playing mostly like, I've been a huge fan of the 15-minute and just like watching those hourlies, using the 5 as an entry and confirmation. So right there, lack of displacement, right? Come down. We sweep this low. Our indicator's going off again, saying longs. We take these longs over here, come sweep the highs. During macro, we see that manipulation above all of these highs. Price cannot displace above these highs, so we get a nice little move down. I believe that's also when the Trump and Elon news came out. Trade down, sweep these liquidities, see a little bounce, right? Or this is like a VIX fix indicator. Just tells us like when we see sharp moves in volume on it, we still have some liquidity to the downside, right? We see a nice pop coming to this level, 21,788.75. You remember it from yesterday. We saw a nice rejection off of it, and that's our HDF level that we have outlined previously. Coming to that, reject that for a nice continuation down. So that was the moves on the day. That was pretty much it. That's how you could have played the rest of the price action, right? Or you could have just played the first literal hour and then fucked off for the rest of the day. Just like I didn't even trade the open, which was really nice. Absolutely blessed, absolutely thankful for that ability to see those levels, to see how price was playing out, right? We're projecting that to the universe and telling ourselves that it's not necessarily us, right? We're grateful that we were given the opportunity to see those things and give them to you guys as well. So, like I said, moving into tomorrow, this little grind up, I would love to see a little displays below that 50, not to get bearish or bullish, but just in terms of session bias. And on the higher time frame, actually, let's also look at that real fast too. So on the higher time frame, before we saw any sort of pop, this was the outline that we were looking at. This was the range that we were playing within. So you could see price came right into the 705 right there, right at 9 a.m. Right, that was the sweep right here at 9 a.m. right there, or where was the sweep initial? So it was right there, 9:45. That initial retrace down into here, which gave us that bottom at 705, continuation up, and then from there it didn't really matter of where we were going. So right now, if we're looking at this whole range, right? Technically we are, if you guys remember, if you guys have watched our previous streams, we always talk about internal and external liquidities. So right now our external liquidities were the previous week high, previous week low. The fact that we swept previous week high and started to retrace into this internal range, right? It's telling us that if we do come back down, we're going to look for that previous week low. So you can see on the 4 hour, we had this little order block drawn out. We're holding this fair value gap. So technically, right, as long as this keeps holding, we're likely still going to get a move to the upside. If not, I think we sell down, and we sell down hard. Depending on news tomorrow, depending on what NFP brings, it's all going to be a matter of what they want to do, how price wants to react. They can also come up over here, do a little three drives into it, right? 3 drives into this liquidity, and then the sell down. Depends on how aggressive they want to make it, right? We're playing the charts. We're not playing whatever we're trying to predict over here. So it's mostly going to depend, right? I can say whatever I want right now, but it's all going to depend on what the night session does and what we do in the morning. So if you're not in the Discord, make sure you come join us up. Not, right? We're still going to stream tomorrow morning. But if you want to get in these moves before they happen, check us out. www.papertraders.io is going to be that go-to website for y'all. So let's see what we do tomorrow morning, right? I can say I have these cases, I can have these cases, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what we have, as price has a mind of its own. Doesn't matter what we want to see. We're just going to play the charts tomorrow morning. So that is it on equities in terms of those for me. Not taking anything. I'm blocked off for the week. Only crypto. I'm only trading crypto the rest of the week, right? So want to see how they play out these levels. Like we mentioned on FET right here. Let's go through FET, let's go through Jupe, and let's go through some other names. Right here on FET, if you remember, or we'll just do a little outline breakdown of what I outlined for you guys on Twitter as well. Let's delete some of these lines. They don't matter. This one is not necessary anymore either. Okay, actually, no, we'll keep that. That was still going to be important. So, right, we had this daily fair value gap. Price kind of grinds up into it. We get a wick up to the top on it. So, I think we drew this out on stream on Tuesday, I believe. This 50% right there of this wick, and said, okay, well, we can retrace into the 50% of that wick. And then if we can't displace above it, then it's likely going to be a rejection, which is exactly what it played out as. We saw this little LRLR, right? We still had some price to the downside. Right now we have this bullish fair value gap that is kind of holding up, right? We're holding up that 50%, but it was also looking like it was going to hold the 50% over here on ETH, right? We just placed above it, kind of tried holding it, but evidently wasn't enough. The bear side kind of won on that one. So right now on Jupe, if this is not the bounce spot, then we're likely going to look for this 705, which I think is more likely than anything for us to retrace down to, right? So if we take that whole range from top to bottom, over here is where I would be looking personally to see what we want to do. We're below that 200 now. So until we displace back above that 200, I think it's still a short season right now. So we can come back down, retest this fair value gap one more time, maybe sweep this previous monthly low. I believe that's going to be, that previous monthly low, and then a continuation up from there. But the way that they're fucking manipulating these candles, man, is disgusting. The lack of closure through this monthly fair value gap is what's scaring me. What's giving me a little bit of the hibby-jibbies on these prices. You can see we got
everything just looks. It's like every bottom, like every liquidity it takes, it's just like not a bottoming formation.
Yeah, like a sweep of liquidity, and we just see like a displacement through it, right? We don't see that bounce like we saw right there on our equities, right? Like this is what we want to see if we want to see longs, right? A sweep, an immediate reaction out of that level, and the continuation up kind of thing. That's not what we were seeing on here. So for me, like pretty much the whole day, the whole morning, I was selling pops. The indicator is saying long, but I would want to see at least above the sweep of that liquidity in order for us to continue up. I think that's what it's gonna have to be for me, and nothing else, right? On FET, very similar setup, right? Retrace into the daily. I believe we had a 4-hour little candle right here, or this liquidity right there, right? We kind of could not displace above it. Then on the hourly, we had the CISD as well as this order block. Price reached into it, right? We swept that previous hourly right there. Kind of started to continue down, trickle down. Those were the plays that we were playing. Hourly CISD. And just the whole continuation down below that 200 was an absolute spiller. Right now, the way the price is holding below that daily is kind of telling me, all right, well, we can probably continue down. We still have this blunt candle right here on the daily, so still come into this 6733 level. If they really want to make it nasty, then retrace it all the way down into the discount of this range, which is going to be right around here. Retest of this breakout high would not be bad, right? I would not hate that at 5836. I think that will give us a solid opportunity for longs on that level. 5836. I move some of this 5836. I'm just adjusting my levels right here. There we go. 583. 5836. There we go. All right. So that is those lovely names that I love to play, that absolutely smack, that I love trading the price action on. So let's go over some of these other ones, right? ZRX came into that 705. Still have a little bit of a order block below. I like the sweep of this and that we're now kind of starting to displace above some of this stuff. But the way this 4 hour is opening and the way we're having this little grind up right here, I mean, it does like almost similar to that right here, right? That initial bottoming formation. But I think, I don't think how worthwhile that is, in my opinion. So I think a retrace down to this 2192 would be almost necessary. So that's on ZRX. Let me see if I have any orders. I do. I have an order at 2192. So pretty much like that order block 2192. That's the sweep of this. Yeah, just right below the sweep of that liquidity. That's what I want to see. Link. Like we're seeing nice bounces, or not nice bounces, but the way these dailies are opening up is nice, right? But like if we zoom in and look on the lower time frame, it's kind of like I mean tweezer bottom, but it's mostly looking like that small grind up retrace before a real liquidation move back down kind of thing.
Can you pull up the AVAX 4 hour really quick?
Oh yeah.
Actually, you can just stay on that link.
Mhm.
Just to, like draw out that liquidity to the left that we like displaced through.
This one.
Yep.
See, this one
It's
displays
like,
through that previous monthly low.
yeah, it's like I just don't love how we're closing through and then not taking like the previous candle low and reversing. It's like closing through and then retracing back up into it and then dumping more. Like if it was a real bottom, you'd want to see like that hammer back to the left over there before that huge pump. Like
Yep.
it went down, it swept that low, reversed, closed back into that candle. Like this shit, they're dumping it, leaving the next like day or 4 hour inside, pushing it up, and then selling it off at the end of the day. Rinse, repeat.
Exactly. Yep. Like this weekly still looks decent, right? Like the way it's kind of what they did over here, right? The way these weeklies were opening up, it looked nice, right? It was like, oh, okay, well, we're bouncing, right? It's similar thing that they did on all of these weeklies, right? Initial retrace up, a little grind up into something on these dailies, right? This little formation. They did not sweep the previous weekly low, although they have swept that previous liquidity, but previous weekly lows were still remaining. So the fact that these weeklies were opening up kind of inside that candle without taking lows, it was a little concerning, right? So like on these ones, actually this monthly, yeah, maybe on Link, hold up, 50% of this monthly candle. CE right there. Almost 1181. Yeah, lining up with a 786 of that range. I think that's going to be where they do it from, if from anywhere, right? So retrace into this 1189 level. That would be like upon the sweep of this liquidity right here. That low over here. Let me move a sticky note right there. So 11874. I will put a limit order there right now. 11874. We said limit 11.874. 11874. You can put your stop loss way below, right? You can put it 10.086, because I mean if they come down that low, then it's honestly kind of fucked. then we're in trouble kind of thing. Actually 10.416 honestly should be good. 10.416. I'll put the smallest little amount on there. That's what we would want to see off of that. I feel like a retrace into these 786s, that 50% on link.
Yep. The only thing that has an acceptable low time frame bottom right now is ETH, but it really didn't take anything that notable.
Yep, 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 yep.
But like this is like
I'm
what
like
I would want to
looking
see
at
like
it.
on a 15 or 30-minute bottom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So like we could be getting a retrace on these names. Like AVAX kind of did its thing. AVAX swept that low right there. Let me show you guys. I will show it AVAX because I am actually long. Like I took a long right there on that 18480. So right now we are, I don't know, I'm up 50% on AVAX right now. But I'm still not certain that this is, I mean it can be, right? We're not gonna bear stream the fucking bottom again. But the way it just needs to see like a solid reversal, right? Like on these hourlies, like it almost everything has that same setup where it's like, I guess this one took that hourly bottom, but we don't see like a displacement out of it. You know, we don't see a fair value gap. We don't see that through that. If they close this hourly fair value gap, right, then totally fucking cool, right? They can reverse this back up. But for right now, it's like you gotta wait up and see if that's what they actually want to do, right? If we get back above that monthly open, then yeah, on the weekly time frame, I'll be fine and possibly see a reversal back to the upside. But the way that some of these monthlies are looking is also just fucking disgusting. Given it's only a week into the month, right? We can completely reverse the fuck out of these names, but we just wanna play them carefully out here. I think. Um, pick our levels carefully. On link, like obviously I could maybe try a long, but it's also like, dude, do I really want to long into Asian session? I don't.
Time again.
That's my fucking answer. I don't want to long into Asia session. As good as some of these look, right? I could. Do I want to? Absolutely the fuck not. Bonk. I think Bonk we had some levels here that I took long. Like Bonk 4 hour actually doesn't look bad. Bonk 4 hour looks decent. It's just that this
Pull up,
daily open.
pull up ETH again on the 30-minute. Like that. Swept previous day low and like look at this formation, like low time frame. Like
Yeah.
that's what you wanted. Like something like that is what I want to
That.
see on a bottom.
Yeah, and it's getting that CISD. But it's like if ETH is bumping, then we don't necessarily need any of those other names to sweep jack shit, right?
Yep.
Because if these coins
But
are
I don't know.
following ETH, but it's like playing it cautiously. If we here, I'll set like a bonk level right here. If we get a close above that, then it's like cool. You know, it's we can reverse, and I can look for a retrace back into that inverse fair value gap. But down here, I'm not really. Yeah, like this grind up on the 30 is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, like that's ugly. That is not what I want to see on a
Yeah,
bottom.
it's like yeah, like over here that was a better bottom than this bottom.
Like
So
ETH off this 30-minute CISD could definitely take a long back up to like that key level I had, like 25, 25,
even
like
though
$100.
our daily is triggering long, but I also triggered long over here. So this could be just like that similar retrace. Let's scan through some of these other names. Orca, same
Yeah,
shit.
that VIX fix is almost like an RSI. Like it can flash, but it can build.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's really good. Like I found it to be very helpful on futures for longs because I have struggled with longs in the past, but now like combining it with a liquidity sweep is really nice. The fact that we have not had like those, it's liquidity sweep and aggression is what I look for, right? We did not have a liquidity sweep and aggression on bonk, so I'm not looking for anything on it. Right now, super, that's 618. Nope, not that. We want to be right there. Actually, yeah, that 618 on super doesn't look bad. STG, Slurf, SCA, Rune. Rune also doesn't look terrible to me. For looking at it monthly. We're above that 200 still, though. I'm concerned. INJ probably looks the best. The fact that, okay, right? We had this liquidity sweep. We did not see a displacement below that. So the fact that it took it and now it's starting to take off, that almost looks good to me, right? Just want to see it hold, retested that daily on the hourly. So I want to see how they play this one out. INGA. I can see a little lower on it too, right? Into the actual range. Right there. Into the actual discount range would be like 618 would not be a bad bounce on this one. Almost lined up with that right there. Similar setup that we have on Jupe, actually. Very similar setup that we have on Jupe, especially those weeklies. Let's see. Cetus, big alt, render. See, render, I don't mind. Render doesn't look bad to me either. 4 hour, it's just those like lower time frame things that are a little wacky, right? But as long as, I mean, if we close above this right here, then we can start looking for settings. Let me add alert on trend line, crossing up.
I might have actually found something fire.
All right. HNT, not yet.
Pull up Ape on the daily. Such a shit coin. This is funny.
Friend crossing up. No, it's not. It is not fucking crossing up that line. You fuckers.
It's like
Cocksuckers. Ape.
Ape daily.
Oh, hold up.
Swapped the previous day low into that FVG. It is concerning that we swapped the liquidity above, but that daily displacement, if that holds, and then the 30-minute doesn't look too bad.
Yeah, this chart, yeah. It almost looks like if Ethereum wanted to go up.
Yep.
Oh, man. Yeah, Ape does not, yeah, I like that one.
That hourly CISD was fucking fire entry. Missed it.
And HNT.
The fuck long's Ape, though.
Literally. HNT. That one could still give us a little something. Like we said, we've been pretty much selling pops on all of these names up until we get like a nice actual pot. I mean, like probably what I would want to see is that VIX fix on the weekly go off, same way that it did right there, right? Same way that we had this right there. I'd want to see that on the weekly and see how they want to play it out. So if we're looking on daily, it is starting to give us that accumulation, but I think a little bit lower into that 786 right there on HNT would be good too. HNT, let me put an alert on this right here. Add alert on HNT. You can also set alerts on your guys's Blowfin charts. If you're using the web version. It's really nice. It's pretty much like it's got that trading view integration really nicely, so you can set alerts on there. It's phenomenal. Actually, like alerts you, like you see a nice pop-up notification. You do from trading view as well, but I like the look of Bluefin. It's like T-Boom, AXS, ALGO, ACH, Zai, Sui. Zai actually no, still a little bit more. But the way that they're grinding down, right? All of this grind down through this makes sense. Zai actually, I'll take Zai at this level, right? Like for 850, we could take those levels. Come down to Zai on that. OB right here. I don't think that'd be bad. Muthies. Just these Muthies are just fucking looking disgusting on some of these. Sui would have loved to see like a retest tap of some of those other levels. I think I have a position on this one ready to go. Actually no, I don't. But a retest of that breakout high, I think that'd be phenomenal if we get that. Like this 27970, that'd be good. Near MLT maker LTC. KSM Jasmy. Sweep of that liquidity, right? You don't have any displacement up above that level or down below that level. Like the way these 4 hours look is decent enough for like a try, right? But I wouldn't say it's anything really worthwhile in my opinion. We can try them, right? But I wouldn't be too like, I wouldn't marry this trade kind of thing. That's what I'm trying to say mainly. It's like they look good, but yeah, I would not marry this one. It's like we can try. I have like a smallest position possible. We can IOTA. Actually, IOTA still has a little bit of like of those 4 hours that it can sweep down. On the daily still hasn't gone off. It's like 786 on IOTA too. Not bad. A retrace into that. It's weekly, monthly. Now, well, okay. The fact that we have swept those previous weekly lows gives me a little bit more peace and quiet, right? Now that okay, we swept that, we can reverse from here kind of thing. But also still not looking the best, not looking the worst. Similar thing of like, well, probably want to see a little bit more of a confirmation to the upside before we do anything on this. Phil doesn't look bad to me. I would take Phil too. Honestly, Phil 4 hour hourly.
I think I would only take this ape, and especially after I just looked at it on the weekly and monthly, and it is not horrible.
Dots, he's seen a nice bounce.
I'll cry if the whole market dies and ape's the one that rips. That would be fucking comedy.
Yep. Dot.
Everyone hates it.
Dot. See, like it swept that monthly low, and now we're above that. So I would take Dot for longs, just because of the structure on those higher time frames. Lower time frame is still but higher time frame wise, it does not look bad. What do we buy this at initially? 381738.
Almost to the point where I'd almost rather wait for that monthly CISD.
Yeah, literally, dude.
Or daily. Sorry.
Yeah, on Dot, On that, we could see like a little retrace back up. Not mine, because we can tap into this 4-hour fair value gap and then reject back down off of that. But we'll play these as they go. I'll move this to the top of my list actually. Vet is holding at 705. So I'm not hating it there. Hourly, like you can see across a lot of these names, it's the same fucking setup. Same chart, looking ass kind of thing. So just want to see what they do off of these. I think the next 4-hour close is what's really going to tell us the story of what they want to do. If we come back and we close above some of these, right, then I would be more inclined to take longs. But for now, it's no man's land for me out here. Sheep can still come down a little bit more, right? That this tap right there would be awesome. Jupe we just covered. Doge, similar thing, right? Kind of got that CSD. We didn't see a huge bounce off of it. The 705 tap was nice, right? We did see a little bit of a reaction off of that. We still got that monthly below. That weekly order block. I think Doge would almost not be terrible off of the retest of this order block right here. Right there, that 16261. If they can come back, okay, so here's the big thing. If they can come back, tap these, and then we get a retrace, and we don't close this weekly fair value gap, that would be what we want to see. Because if they close this weekly fair value gap, then I think we're kind of fucking screwed.
Agreed.
That's almost let's see. AVAX, I'm playing the long on that, right? So it's like pretty much the sweep of that liquidity, similar to what we saw above, like across some of those other names, sweep and hold. So AVAX I'm still cool with. AAVE still got a little bit of that range consolidation. So realistically, it's looking what I think it's up to what ETH wants to do. If it wants to retrace lower to that 23, and then if we go to the discount range of it, then we're kind of we're in a little bit of trouble there. I wouldn't want to see that.
On CRO 4-hour.
CRO 4-hour. Oh yes, yep.
Especially if we invert that and get that CISD, this shit can rip up through those highs so hard.
Yeah, see, like this is the reaction I want to see. It's above the 200. CRO still looks good to me.
Yeah, that 200, I didn't even notice that. That hammer above it, above OTE. Remember it had that weird movement when everything else died?
Yep.
Damn.
0, so what if we low right here is your point. 0.09519.
I'd want to see it go from here, though. I don't want to see it sweep that previous 4-hour, I don't think.
Yeah. 0.09519. Yeah, if I long it here, we have a $2 stop. And the way it's moved in the past isn't bad.
Yep.
Left some equal highs at the top as well.
Different for this one, too, because it's an exchange and they make money up or down.
Yeah. Is it like vet I would almost not mind either. Could see a stop below the daily low, right? But the way that they are, well, actually, no, it did sweep that. Wait, hold up. 17. No, oh, it did not. It bounced right out of there. Okay. Yeah, these dailies, I think we're erring on the side of caution, and I'd much rather wait for patience and stay patient and wait for the price to show what it actually wants to do instead of fucking jumping into some random shit. I got our levels to the downside. I'm satisfied, right? I'm not gonna try to over leverage some longs out here.
The time and place for leverage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Half of these I wouldn't even buy spot on right now.
Yeah, exactly. We still have quite a bit of downside, or not fucking bear column, but I'm saying in terms of big range, right? We're still not in discount of that. If we're just playing smaller ranges, then yeah, totally. But in terms of those like weekly ranges, I think there's still some room for retracement.
They fucked my Doge up so bad.
Yeah, dude, they fucked Doge hard, dude. It's sad.
But then I was looking on the weekly on it, and I see some bluntness on the bottom. On the weekly, down at 0.15529. I think that's what they might be going for.
Bitcoin retrace into the fair value gap. See, Bitcoin also doesn't like. You can like, it's what we were saying like over here, right? How well they did sweep this, but the way we can hold some of these other levels, right? Like if as long as they keep holding the bottom of this right there, then we can see a retracement up. But it's almost like they're doing similar thing that they did right here on the weekly, where initially they opened up, started that grind up, and then sold it the fuck off. So similar thing. If it holds above 101.438, then obviously continuation up. If it gets back down below it, then sell this puppy down. It's kind of yeah, it's in these areas where it's like we can go whatever fucking way we we choose to from here. Honestly, longs, shorts, both are making sense, right? But shorts made sense at the top when we were shorting that. So right now it's a wait and see environment for me right now. I'll be looking at these coins into the night. I'm sure, right? On some of these like vet, like vet. I like vet. I like vet out here still. But I also don't want to have a rather be late on that entry to the upside than fucking early as fuck on it. That's what I will say. I think that would be that's the biggest thing for me right here, right now. Is I'd much rather wait for solid confirmation and preserve some capital rather than trying to fuck it up. It's like, I mean, they didn't make these the prettiest bottoms right here, but at least we had sweeps, right? So like they can do this like another candle up, sweep, and then back through it, kind of thing. So we'll see how these play out. Right, we got our outlines, we got our levels, so we're just watching out here, waiting and seeing what they want to do, setting alerts on price, and executing when it gets there. I think other than that, it's probably going to do for tonight's stream, unless you got something else.
Well, last thing, if you just pull up Bitcoin one more time on the daily.
I guess I will. Yeah, no.
If you just measure, it's not like a real range, but that low. So that low, like right where your cursor is, yeah, from there to the top with OTE. Look where we tap.
Yeah. Yep.
That's the only questionable thing.
Yeah. That's why I'm like on a lot of these names too. I'm like, dude, like the 618 tap I think it was on like on vet, right? Like vet looks good. Doge looks good because it hit the 705 right there, right? But like the monthly lows is what's like really, really fucking tugging on me right now, and I'm like, dude.
I see it.
And it's like same thing on sheep. I mean, we cooked the fuck through that 705 initially.
Gone.
Yeah, vet is holding that 705 right now, so that's why it's like vet is still okay, you know, to the upside, but long and into Asian session, I don't know if I want to get fucked.
No.
You know?
Oh, you're so scared.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you scared? It came down so close to my like fucking level that I wanted to long at on vet. 0.22153 is where I had my limit order. Whores. Whatever. We still got 3 weeks in this month. We can still play the majority of this range on the monthly. So let's just wait and see. Let's wait and see what they do here. The way they were consolidating inside some of these hourly candles is a little bit like, okay, we can see some upside on these, you know. Yeah. Yep. It's just a little undetermined for me around here. Like the tap on this FET is, or on this jupe right there on that 50 is nice. But the way that FET displays through it, not necessarily all the way through that fair value gap yet, right? But it's like, I'll wait. I've decided I'll wait. If I'm going to wait, then that's what I'm going to do. All right. And on that note, we're going to fuck off. Thank you guys so much for watching. We got 40 peeps in here. We're trying to get to 200 by tomorrow. Let's make it happen. If not, then not. I might cry. If we get to 200, I'll send you a Polaroid of something. I don't know. I'll give you a Polaroid and a kiss on it, like thick lipstick. So get your mom in here. Get your dad in here. Get your brother, your sister, your dog in this house. Let's get everybody in here. Get some value. Get some alpha. I appreciate you guys for watching, as always. If you enjoyed it, give it a like. Give it a share. Make sure you guys check out www.papertraders.io. It's going to be the best website for you guys to stay tuned in terms of what we are doing and stay up to date. We got a few cool indicators on there, or a few free tools, right? We got the Trader Lock, the ICT Trainer, Risk Calculator, and Candle Creator. Check those out. If you scroll down to the bottom of the page, you can view past streams and see how we've done. I suggest checking out all the ones from like Sundays and some of those pre-market streams that we do. Check out Blowfin. Love trading with them. I think they gave us actually new deals now, so let me tell you guys what it is going to be for the month of June. So, for new users, if you sign up using that link on our website, you get a $30 bonus plus 50% spot fee discount. So, if you're trading spot, right, you get 50% discount on that and a 30 deposit bonus. Sign up and deposit 50 or more to receive that 30 futures bonus, which is a really nice deal. I mean, if you deposit $50, you get 80 out of it. Kind of nice. Right? It's almost double of what you get. So it's cool. Double of what you deposit. Love that. That's a nice discount that they provided us. And that is valid June 5th through June 21st. So make sure you guys check that out. We should update that on our website. Do that. And if you guys either used code HAZED or code Eddie, you'll also get a discount with that. I don't know what yours is, but for me, it's a claim up to $300 deposit bonus, June 5th through June 15th. So if you like net deposit around $100, you get $15. If you deposit $500, you get $75. If you deposit $1,000, you get $150 back. If you deposit up to $2,000, you get $300 back. So nice little incentives for you guys to sign up and come hang out with us, come trade some perps with us. We absolutely love and appreciate Blowfin for giving us this opportunity. You know, we've been using them for a little while. Shane has been using them for a little close to over a year. I've been using them for a little less than 6 months now. No, probably a little bit more now at this point, honestly. I don't even know. But either way, they've been cool. Nothing but great, right? You don't need a VPN to trade in the US. It's a really easy to use software. I promise we'll do a stream soon. We just got to connect with Nate and see what we can say, what we can't say, and how we want to go about it. Maybe connect with him tomorrow. So we're going to be together. Let's check that out. Check out Blowfin, as we said. Give Nathan _Blowfin or Blowfin _Nathan a little shout. Go to his comments, comment how beautiful he is and how awesome he is. Nate, if you're listening, thank you, brother. Check out www.papertraders.io. It's going to be your go-to website, as we said before. You can use our links on there to sign up for Blowfin, or you can use the Paper Traders link. Join our Discord. Check out our socials. At the Paper Traders on Twitter is going to be the account to follow to stay up to date with updates, with anything that we're doing inside of Discord as well. Turn on those post notifications as we post a lot of our streaming times on there. It's the best way to stay tuned. I always stream at 6:30 Mountain Time, so that's 8:30 Eastern. You can always tune in and get some of those pre-market levels that we have outlined. Yeah, check us out. I appreciate you guys. We love you. And always also follow Hayes Beats. Great guy, phenomenal trader. Wouldn't be where I'm at without that guy. So huge fucking shout out to him and much love. And we'll see you guys tomorrow morning on that note. So thank you. Peace out. Boom.